Hello, all of my bookish besties, and welcome to today's video. Alrighty, so today we are going to be going over every single book on my physical TBR. So I did film this video at the very beginning of the year. However, I recently just did a massive kind of decluttering and getting rid of books that I know for a fact I'm not going to be reading and books that I'm just not interested in anymore. So I did a decluttering. So I got rid of a good chunk of books, and I've also had the last 7 months to acquire more books. So I thought it would be fun to do kind of a every book on my physical TBR mid-year check-in edition. So that is what we are going to be doing in today's video. Also, I apologize if the lighting isn't the best. We're gonna work with what we were gonna work with. Okay, so I kind of separated all the books into their genre. So we will start with the biggest genre, which is all of my fantasy books. Starting off, we have The Serpent of the Wings in the Night by Carissa Broadbent. This is the first book in the Crowns of Nyxia series. This series is also available on Kindle Unlimited as well. Next, we have Powerless and Reckless. These are the first 2 books of the Powerless trilogy. There is a novella in it, but that's not really considered part of the trilogy. By Lauren Roberts. We have Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. This book is also on Kindle Unlimited, and this is the first book in the duology. I believe the duology is Letters of Enchantment. I could be wrong. Then we have the last book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, which is A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber. These next 2 books that I'm gonna hold up, we're gonna take a minute to kind of talk about these. We have Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. So, also with Dance of Thieves, I also have Val of Thieves. This is a duology. So if you are new or you kind of don't know my beef with this book, if you're a frequent viewer, you know that me and this book, there's a lot of animosity. We are enemies. I don't think we're to lovers yet. I think we're just in the enemies phase. I have DNF'd this book so many times, and before you all comment, why haven't you just gotten rid of it? Maybe it's just not the book for you. I am a big supporter of DNFing books you do not like. Not me with this book. Everyone praises this book. I've never heard a bad thing about Dance of Thieves, and I swear on everything that I will eventually read this book. I'll get through it. I can't get past the 100-page mark. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, it may not be a year from now, but me and this book, we are going to make it. We're gonna make it work. Anyway, so after that dramatic telling, I have these 2. The next 2 books are part of a series, and that is The House of Sky and Breath, the second book in the Crescent City series by Sarah J. Maas. And then I also have House of Flame and Shadow, which is the 3rd book in the Crescent City series. The next 6 books, which are the last books in the fantasy category, are the first 6 books in a series. And that is the first 6 books in the Throne of Glass series. Starting off, we have The Assassin's Blade, we have Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, Heir of Fire, Queen of Shadows, and Empire of Storms. I don't own Tower of Dawn and Kingdom of Ash. Those are the only 2 books that I have missing, but I have not started that series. Those books are definitely on my end of year TBR, like books I want to read in 2024. Next, I have 2 thriller / mystery books. So the first book I have is Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the second book in the Naturals series. It's a 4-book series and a novella, so 5. Next, I also have The Only One Left by Riley Sager. This is his book that he actually released last year. But it finally came out in paperback. So this and his current release, The Middle of the Night, are the only two Riley Sager books I have not read. Next, I have historical fiction. So historical fiction is actually one of my favorite genres. Both of these books are historical fictions over World War II. We have The Lovely War by Julie Berry. I've heard wonderful things about this book. Also, this book is really tall, I feel like. Like, here's like a standard paperback size. I just feel like it's as tall as a hardback. Like, do you guys see that? I feel like it's as tall as a hardback, but it's a paperback. But the font is quite large. We also have The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, which I've heard is absolutely amazing. So I'm really excited to dive into both of those books. Next, we have my one science fiction book, which is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I've really been wanting to get into sci-fi books. I absolutely love the sci-fi category for TV shows and movies. I absolutely love science fiction. I just haven't gotten a lot of sci-fi book recommendations. So if any of you watching are a sci-fi book girly, let me know. Comment down below any good sci-fi book recommendations. I've heard Red Rising is a good book for beginners into the sci-fi category, but if any of you guys have any other good sci-fi recommendations, please feel free to comment down below. My only thing with this book is so stiff. Like, look. Like, I'm not someone who cares about cracking a spine of a book. Like, I paid for it. I'm gonna do whatever I want to it. But it's just so stiff. Next, we kind of have books that fall under our literary fiction category. So the first one I have is Tomorrow, Tomorrow, Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. My significant other actually got me this book. Next, I have Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna, which you can tell by my bookmark I started. I'm only 28 pages in though, but I did want to include it in here because I'm only 28 pages in. So I have Firefly Lane. And then I have A Little Life. I definitely want to read this book by the end of 2024. I haven't been in a huge literary fiction mood. However, these pages are extremely thin. I didn't realize that until I purchased the book, but these pages are really thin. I do have this book on my Kindle as well. Last, but certainly not least, we have my romance category, which is my second biggest category out of all my books. So we have Wild Love by Elsie Silver. Love Elsie Silver's writing. Also, this book is on Kindle Unlimited. Then we have Abby Jimenez, Just for the Summer. This is her release that she released this year. This is a OG book talk book. We have The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. My significant other actually picked this book out for me. I was filming a video for it. It never got released, but the book is on Kindle Unlimited as well. Next, we have Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. I actually got this for my birthday. It's in the OG cover style, which is super glossy. I don't know why, but in the pictures it looks like it will be a matte book, but it's extremely glossy. I absolutely love it. It is a little stiff, but the font is actually pretty big. The next 4 books are all by the same author, but the Books A Million, when I went back to Ohio, actually had a humongous sale. So all of these books I got for $4. So I have The Year All by Ellen Hilderbrand. I have Endless Summer. And then I have The Hotel Nantucket. And The 5-Star Weekend. And then I have Golden Girl. I know not all of these books like are romance books, and her books are kind of more in the fiction category. She kind of genre hops from what I've heard, like her books. Like there's no like set genre she writes in. I just kind of put them in the romance category. And then last but certainly not least, we have A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston, which I am obsessed with this beautiful cover. I love the colors on it. I'm a colorful girly through and through, so I love the colors. So, all right. So those are all the books on my physical TBR for a mid-year check-in. A lot of these books I have been saving for kind of the second half of the year. I'm definitely more of a fantasy girly in the fall and the winter time. But yeah, so if you guys see any of the books in today's video that you think I should read ASAP, or any book recommendations or comments or anything, feel free to comment down below. But I also have been thinking about, at the end of the year, I feel like I want to go through this video and the video towards the beginning of the year and kind of do like a little wrap up, like pull all the books off my bookshelf that were in the first video and this video, and seeing if I have read them. And then towards the beginning of next year, we'll do another little physical TBR haul. But yeah, so this is my 2024 physical TBR check-in. Definitely more books than from the beginning of the year, but a lot of new books. I definitely have read a lot of the books from the beginning. So, alrighty guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTuber stuff every YouTuber tells you guys how to do. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.